my teeth off. The game got teeth off. They play the replay, keep never. It's time to eat off. I said what I said, and you hear what you said. I just got 200K and I ain't going there. I said what I said, if you said, if you said. I don't go there. I'm a family guy, bitches in my face. I'm said, this is it. I don't say no names, the boy might be the kid. I'm a family guy, business in my face.
Because we can help people that need the help. We can try and make a difference in somebody's life when it's one of their worst days of their life.
While Tricia and her partner let the caller know they've arrived, the 911 operator back at the base tries to gather more data on the victim.
They do a reverse 911 call to that home address because we're hoping that maybe we're able to get people and tell us if they're injured or if they're hurt.
What are the six? Right on 9, 12. It's already running from 12. A nigga was flying. I got the time today, bitch. I got the time. Hey, I got the time today, bitch. I got the time. Time is up there since I'm progressively improving. President, I'm pressing it. You second guess my movements. First to the bullshit. Who's trying to hang with me? I brought the nooses. I draw the standards like you draw conclusions. It's a ball of confusion. The writings on the wall was all illusion. You got the drip, but that shit all pollution. I got the drip and had another for the audible. All the bullshit this time, boy, I got plenty time. I'll be ready for whatever anytime. From a city where niggas from plenty time. Nigga pockets and niggas go plenty down. Nigga shit with shit, got minimized. Just living by him, I would go inside behind the window hide. P5, 4 niggas slack. Trying to dodge bullets from a dodge. Dodge that when the winter came, then the summer died. Rain, come another time. I be rapping till I'm on my five. Take it, baby, rapping for drama time. You're ugly, that's what it's under. Get before you with it's underline. I come before you with a humble mind and a stomach growl. Plus I smell foul, taking big shit from the humble pie. Curled up like a pie. Look at me, 6. You're 9. 12. It's already running to 12. The nigga was 9. I got the time today, bitch. I got the time. Hey, I got the time today, bitch. I got the time. Give me the moon.
The gentleman had a condition called
45, part 2, 45.
His limbs
I got the time
and his
today,
extremities
I got the time.
were stiff.
Hey, I got the time today, bitch. I got the time.
He had recently been sitting.
The writer said in while he's sitting in the chair.
I got the time, bitch. I got the time. I got the time. Time is of the essence. I'm a blessing in Balenciaga. Diamonds are impressive, but their best friends are expensive. Drown my hours of affection, no protection. I'm within without it. Why am I correcting? It's a question that don't get responses. Tie them down, inspect them, disconnect them. If there's any power, powers talk excessive. Pistolene is what I rinse they mouth with. Tired of contestants. Invest in the winners. Time. I'm so tired that I got plenty time. No signs, but I got plenty slams. No comments that I lose at the slam. No problem to kill them, that's killing time. I done did my time, but you know they still be trying to give me time to the end of time. Since the beginning of time, I put in the time, and that's all the time. That's in the time. Put it on the line to the finish line. Never cross the line. Stay within the lines. I don't marginalize. I don't sympathize.
It was extremely strange, but I felt almost obliged to stay in there with him just for a little bit longer.
What's up?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said I was sorry because I felt bad that we couldn't be there to help him. But he was not and that he died someone said that he had obviously passed away with nobody there.
Yeah, don't come outside, I'm gone.
I was looking at the picture down the hallway off the living room. I heard a gentleman's voice go, hello.
I got intuition. Round with two bitches. Round with two bitches. Wild with two bitches. Wish I understood the times when I didn't. Wish the nigga would, but it's fine that they didn't. It's from my mind to my business, mind in my business. Aligned with the witness side, pride is the prison. Divine, multi-colors, harmonized in the prison. Share the talk, shoot, broke line, in the fixing. I You understand? She on my bros, that is so low. Contraband, steady to bunch of bands. Out of all of them, my favorite was 100 bands. That's the one that made an angel out of 100 man. 5 6 7, 9 0. Girl got out of pen, mom still in the dark. I had felt the bullet coming, but I couldn't duck.
This is scary, bro. If this guy fucking sees me, I'm done.
There was nobody in there. There was no chance that that voice came from outside. That voice had clearly come from the hallway. Farther down the hallway. Oh, there's gotta be somebody in there. What's that mean? Yes.
Times when I didn't.
But there was nobody in there. Freak out.
Every time you try to take your risk of blood, it's on the plane, but it's never going to take a risk of blood. I got sick of power,
And a voice saying, nobody else in there.
I think we're up, you get really power, people are up, set that gas to do the power, that's what we're up, wait, so I'm cool about it. We got lust for the cash, I get wounds, girl. We got lust for success, she a wild girl. I put my mind on my head, pull out moon rider. I put my mind to some shit out of moon rider. Tell her moon rider, tell her moon rider, tell her moon rider, tell her moon rider, moon
I saw that face. It freaked me.
Trisha Quinn and her partner respond to a possible cardiac arrest in the residential neighborhood, only to find a deceased man in an impossible position. Alone in the house, Trisha suspects someone is playing tricks on her. Till she discovers it's the dead man lying on the floor.
When I saw that face, it freaked me. At that point, we turned the scene over to the coroner and we left.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Unable to make sense of the strange voices inside the house, Trisha keeps the unexplained experience to herself.
At that point, I didn't tell my partner anything.
The EMTs move on to their next call.
We were further on than our ambulance. And the lights decided to come on in the back. They're controlled by switches, and they were just going on and going on. We couldn't explain what was going on. We thought that somehow maybe the shorts was flipping the switches. We found that the light switches had actually been flipped on. And neither of us is in there. And it was really weird.
Spirits are comprised of energy, so it's easy for them to manipulate electrical devices. I believe these are sometimes warnings that perhaps you're treading on very dangerous ground.
Suddenly, in the rearview mirror, there was an old man's face. I have about wrecked the ambulance because I thought somebody had climbed into the back of our ambulance and was hiding back there.
From Smart IPL. Enjoy 2 years free from hair and hair removal.
For workers who demand more, bulkier billionaires, we've advanced in Burger King, like their high duty service.
At that point, we were both very nervous because I thought, is this the person that is messing with our ambulance?
Tricia discovers the back of the ambulance is empty. But someone has clearly left their mark.
We realized that the switches had actually been flipped.
But who would want to endanger the paramedics?
We stood out of the outside of the ambulance, and that's when I told him about the hello that I heard. I heard hello. So at that point, it shocked me.
It took me 11 minutes to get in there now. That's pretty crazy.
Can't make sense of what she sees.
It's pretty fast, 11 minutes in and out.
It was that old man in the back of the ambulance.
She knows she left the dead man's body with a coroner back at the victim's house.
We both know that there was nobody that we left in the back of the ambulance.
I believe that this was a classic example of an attachment. Because after the moment of death, you're just kind of in between worlds. All you know is you're not in your physical body anymore. And that's very confusing, it's very jarring, it's very scary. So we look for anyone we can latch onto that we might see as a stabilizing grounding force.
When I was leaving, I told him I was sorry. And my partner asked, why would you say you were sorry? And I said I felt bad that we couldn't be there for him. I still felt bad for the old man. He's following us around. But we can't have a ghost that freaks us out, turning my lights on his back of the ambulance. So at that point, we decided he needed to go ahead and go. You need to leave. You need to go now. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I basically yelled at the old man, you're dead. I'm sorry we couldn't save you. Your house will be okay. But you need to get home. It would seem like he just needed the affirmation that he was dead.
A lot of times it doesn't occur to us to just verbalize our intention. It actually doesn't tell us. That's what goes to means. That it's time to move on. In the state of death, there's not just a shock that we experience, but there's also a fear where we might resist the pull of the life and still make a last-ditch attempt to cling to our physical dimension. First responder, this person that's come to give their assistance, would be the first person you would imprint yourself on, attach yourself to.
He was just sad. I don't think he meant to scare us. After that, we never saw the face in the mirror, and we just with our lights. There is stuff that we don't understand. If I have one piece of advice, it's never going to talk.
This feels happy and possessed. Let's hear that.
It looked like every horror movie I've ever seen. You can't see them? Like a shadow in the shape of a person. I was terrified. You said before, but it's something worse.
The dog went crazy. He just sprints his ears with that. There's something in we can't see. It's very similar. I think so that it's terrifying.
There's nothing wrong with it physically. This is it. I did not see it.
This spelling was still but this night, there actually wasn't. The early morning hours, federal police officer Scott Davis is on routine patrol in a sleepy New Jersey town.
Where's the McLeod? Double cheese. Some kind of bait out. It's all pretty tough for a man. Why are we so mean? You're not nervous, right? We don't have it when you're nervous. Adios. What? No, no, no. Oh, man.
I got scared of free between keeping on started.
Screaming, accusation.
The guy was wrestling someone else. Doing himself.
It's ridiculous.
¿Qué pasa aquí? El chorizo, el plátano.
See? Pasta. Pasta.
emergency. My husband, I don't know. He's safe. He's out of his seizure. Hurry. Can you tell me if it's right?
Emergency responder and young father, Corey Carmichael, responds to an urgent 911 call.
I became an EMT because I had daughters and I wanted to make them do something that could also help others.
Cold-red calls demand a rapid response, using a controlled, analytical, medical approach.
When you get at the shop, you have to like adventure through it, but you also have to be cool and calm and collected during an emergency.
The patient is experiencing violent, uncontrollable seizures. Its cause is still a mystery.
When I get the call, I'm thinking we need to hurry up and get there because no matter what, this person's in crisis because the seizure can end up assault.
What's outside? To be on alert for any potential threat.
You never know what to expect on these calls. You see some of the scariest places, your life could be in danger.
First responders have been informed that the patient may have had an extreme reaction to food. But as they approach, Michael's instincts tell him differently.
Paramedics?
When we got there, we had all the windows up, and candles going. So we're walking in, and we're talking about the situation awareness. Like, kind of on edge, looking around, make sure we're safe.
Sorry, can you hear me?
And you see him laying down, and that's his sense of fear and dread.
So talk to me.
He's sort of facing mode. We can't really get much out of him because English isn't his first language.
With no visible anomalies, the patient's airway is clear. An allergic reaction to food is ruled out. Things take a chilling turn.
Do you have a history of mental illness? Do you have a history of seizure?
The feeling inside was very thick. Felt like some kind of energy, perhaps in there. I remember looking and there was Mother Mary.
Yeah.
I felt something happened before we got there that I couldn't see or hear about, but I knew something happened there.
Carmichael continues to eliminate medical causes like seizures for this violent, erratic behavior.
This looked different. Typical seizures, they're unconscious. It's involuntary muscle movements. Convulsing around in front of us. I've never seen anything like it.
Michael must rule out all possibilities to discover what's wrong with this patient.
There was no history of him having seizures before. I can tell you from this health issue. His vitals were within
This patient is reacting this way.
Drug use. Drugs.
It did seem weird, but just something didn't feel right. And there was a sense of panic and anxiety amongst everybody in the room.
clarity, the patient pleads for help. It seems to be taken over by an external evil force.
Said, help me. He's coming. Following me from Mexico. I've been cursed. And we all looked at each other. And we're speechless, really didn't know what to say.
With no medical recourse and a looming sense of evil in the room, the only thing Carmichael can do is get this patient to hospital fast.
We decided to get in this environment and then let's do some more work and let's get to the hospital.
The EMTs must find themselves. This is the summer of the man.
Bro, there's two fuckers on this. Two fucking big ass, fucking flying ass shits on my fucking face.
If you look at the sector of such as iPads or computers, this is the best. He believes the patient is not facing a medical emergency, but is the victim of a malevolent curse. The first responders must forcibly extract the patient before things escalate even more.
Said, help me. He's coming. He's following me from Mexico. I've been cursed. We're in the ambulance and he's just convulsing. And this keeps going on. And I'm trying to hold him down so he don't hurt himself or hurt me.
Stop! It's gone mad! He's gone mad!
He starts screaming at me. He's coming.
It's gone.
He's following me. And I've been cursed.
It's gone, man! It's it! It's it!
Curses have been recorded all throughout history. It's a kind of spiritual warfare with war for our souls.
It's here! It's here!
A curse might weaken you to where you might be a better host for a demonic entity or evil spirit.
Yeah! Go! Right, we gotta get there. Let's get there. Are you doing okay back there? Yeah. Okay, hang tight. We're almost there.
Taking his files at the time, and his blood pressure and his pulse rate and everything just goes straight through the roof.
He's going. He's going. He's going. He's going. Where are you taking?
We're going to the hospital soon.
Yeah, the out-of-control patient escalates even further as an insane evil force takes over his body.
Release me.
Hey there, Sim.
At this point, it's like a battle.
Yeah.
He's very aggressive.
It was almost like the guy was wrestling someone else within himself.
Listen to me. Listen. Let me out of here. In the grave. God.
What might be going on here with this condition is an act of possession, where a spirit is able to completely overtake the body of a victim.
Yeah. Call ahead and tell them we're ready for a code red.
Telltale signs of a possession is perhaps an individual acting very, very different. They might speak in a different language.
He starts telling me things in perfect English. English isn't his first language.
Extremely foul language.
He's calling me mother.
Extreme emotions like anger, vengeance.
You're going to die. At this point, I think I might even call law enforcement, but we're very close to the hospital.
Step on the line.
According to some other might be in extreme danger. If it's a spirit that might be jumping from host to host, there might also be a danger position themselves.
The possessed patient is still unable to escape his restraints. He turns his evil intent to Carmichael and his young family.
He started saying things about my kids and about my personal life, things that only I would know.
The hell did you just say about it?
He's telling me I know where you live. He's telling me how pretty my daughters are. He's telling me he trying me. I want to rip this guy limb from limb.
Shut up! You mention my daughters one more time, I'll f***ing kill you! What the hell's going on back there? We're here! Get me the f*** out of here! He's coming!
In an instant, the patient transforms back into the young man, desperate to escape the clutches of this evil curse.
Get here! Get here! Get here! Get here! Jesus!
Finally arriving at the hospital, EMT Corey Carmichael believes that his patient, who is experiencing seizure-like symptoms,
Get here!
is actually the victim of a demonic possession.
Do you want to die?
I was very terrified.
The violent patient continues to struggle to escape his restraints to attack the first responders.
Possible seizure. It's dangerous.
We told him to do it. Yes,
He was.
as soon as we get in, he's already stopped. He's back to his same self, and everybody's looking at me like, why did you make this an urgent call? Make me feel about this small.
Do you have a name, sir?
Tony Regis.
Tony. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Tony.
I'm wondering if what just happened really happened. I'm starting to question my own sanity at this point.
I don't know what to say, guys. Vitals are good? Certainly not violent or out of control.
Possession returns with a vengeance.
Then out of nowhere, he starts screaming, the lights flickering, equipment's going on and off.
As the examination room spins out of control, the singly possessed patient reaches a new level of terror.
It's flickering, medical equipment's going on and off. Everything is haywire. Everybody's just terrified.
Carmichael and the medical team struggle to restrain their manic patient, who appears to be fighting a losing battle to an unseen force.
This guy seemed like he was fighting somebody, but there's nobody else there.
Stewards is coming! Yeah. Yeah. It's coming! It's not me!
Finally, the entity reveals himself to all, paralyzing the medical team when it attacks.
And we hear a flat line. Then we see the shadow hovering above for a little bit. In retrospect, thinking about I can't just blow it off as a medical emergency.
These terrifying events confirm the patient's story that the evil curse is real. After returning from a trip from his native Mexico, a sworn enemy of the Dark Arts targeted him for an evil possession. Then devised a new plan for him to die. The possessed patient has flatlined.
Everything starts coming back on. You can almost feel like a presence gone.
Defibrillator! Hurry up, man!
But he's not dead yet.
Clear!
Medical team moves into immediate life-saving action. But it's too late.
No matter how you stack it, trust Galvani, the mozzarella experts. What would you say to somebody that hasn't tried therapy before?
Just ask yourself if what you're doing in your life right now is there shit in anybody's experience. It's something that will save a community life. Makes me different. It's a I was raised in church, but I never really gave it too much thought until this happened, and then it was kind of really the focus of this experience for me, I believe, is that there is very dark and evil stuff in the world. And that you may do whatever you can to protect your soul and your loved one's soul too. You're terrifying the life you think. How much is there that I can experience this happening all of that? It's funny. It says that it's made of your father. It seems to sound like you're telling me that.
Okay, lights up. Copy that. Mobilizing unit now.
Prison guard Alex Hyper responds to a distress call. Maximum security.
Days can be difficult at times because they are trying to be tougher, show you that they aren't weak or intimidated by you. But I like what I do. I spend my nights making sure that they are safe and that they aren't doing anything to hurt themselves or anybody else.
Oh, no, it's you. Watch yourself.
It's just a lot of being able to stay mentally strong and commanding respect so that you don't have any problems.
Hyper is new to this dangerous job and has researched this prison's troubled past.
And it was very old, built somewhere in the 1800s. Back 100 years ago, the yard was where they would hang inmates when they were sentenced to death, and that the certain blocks, that they're as old as the prison itself.
The cell block the officers were rushing to has an equally dark history.
That block was attached to the hanging courtyard. That was pretty much death row.
The officers arrive at cell block C and are confronted with terrified screams coming from one of the cells.
In that block, it is a single person cell, so the logic says that nobody else should be in that cell with her. But it's always possible that the door malfunctioned. Immediately, it sets off your adrenaline and your mind starts to rush of, is somebody else in that cell? Are they hurting her?
Hydrator can clearly see that there is no one inside the cell.
My first thought was definitely she's just overreacting. She had a nightmare. It's a creepy block. They know the history of the prison too.
Talk to me, talk to me. It's all right. It's right there.
But she's crying in the corner. Start pointing in the other corner of the cell. So I turn and I look in the corner. And there appears to be a man standing there. As soon as I take the flashlight up, that's when he disappears and he's no longer in there.
Requesting access to 4C. Hands up, hands up.
Once the prisoner is safely secured, Hydrator can enter the cell for a wall-to-wall search.
Stand right, please. You believe me? It's right there.
I went into the cell, looked for everything that we could possibly find, looking for anything that we could find that was out of the ordinary, and we didn't find anything.
Please don't make me go back in there. You saw that, right?
Despite what they think they may have seen,
There's no one in there.
the officers can only do one
We
thing.
have to put her back in this cell.
Please don't make me go back. I'm sorry. Turn, hands up.
She was very upset, but she did willingly go back in the cell. We were able to just close it off and walk away from the situation with a lot of questions.
There's no one here. Are you pressing to lock cell 4?
We did not tell the prisoner that we saw what she saw. We didn't want to scare her even more, trying not to let her know that we were also afraid. Very difficult to think about, okay, I need to pull it together. I know that my mind is racing. I'm scared.
Bewildered, the officers head back to the block's control center.
I was very confused. Am I going crazy or is it just my imagination?
Did that really happen?
I don't know what to think. But we have to put that aside, regain focus, and continue the night like nothing happened. And just appear stronger and not afraid.
But fear is not always easy to control.
All I could think of was, don't call a supervisor because he's not in there. And I don't want them to think that I can't do my job.
My brother here. Go for Tower C.
On overnight rounds, Hydrator again patrols cell block C and is consumed with a sense of dread.
I start to feel very heavy, negative energy, and it's like oppressive almost. But I have to make sure that the inmates are secured and safe, despite what I could be feeling. It's silent. All I can hear is my own footsteps. Knowing the history of the prison, I was starting to think, is it something paranormal? Are there really ghosts in this prison? And I'm afraid to do my block checks because I keep hearing things, I see things. Felt like something pushing me away, telling me you shouldn't go back there.
The invisible force releases her.
What's that?
Then attacks again. This time, taking a physical form.
I'm thinking I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to die.
They don't know the first thing about you or Walmart Plus. Like their Walmart Plus members get free delivery on more than just groceries. Free delivery on these apples and this shirt. Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Are you overwhelmed with identity management in the context of omnipresent threats to your organization?
Hi, so no one knows what that means.
What's happening?
Just to explain, I want to help secure digital identity. Keep it simple.
Like what?
Like when delivering a fresh uniform. Or viewing your results.
What do you mean tell me that?
Or making bread soon at the high school reunion.
Oh, I love that.
Don't fucking tell me you're right here.
2 years free from hair? Discover Bronze Smart IKEA. The smart alternative to laser. Enjoy 2 years free from hair and hair removal.
That shit. Huh. She's not even that great. She's ugly. Flat ass.
Copy that. Mobilize unit now.
In a prison with a dark past, Corrections Officer Alex Heidbrenner answers a prisoner distress call of a male intruder.
And there appeared to be a man standing there.
After he mysteriously disappears, the night takes an even more terrifying turn. The guard is attacked by a powerful, violent entity. Could kill her.
Thinking I'm going to die. This is it. Something didn't want me to go further down that hallway and to check on those cells.
The elusive entity disappears.
Who's there? What do you want?
But I know that it's my job, that I have to go back there and I have to check on them, despite what I'm feeling.
Heidbrenner turns her attention back to the cell where the entity first appeared.
Everything okay in there?
And I heard footsteps. Since I know that all of the inmates are secured in their cells, I know that there is no possibility, unless it is my coworker, that there should be any footsteps. I was afraid.
The officer is frozen in fear, unable to move.
There's this black shadow coming across my shoulders and blocking out the light in front of me. This is something big that is coming up behind me. I started to fear for my life.
Paralyzed by what's behind her, Heidbrenner
Start training.
can only do one thing.
Trust.
My immediate response is turn, duck, get yourself some distance so that you can fight if you need to fight, or now you've created space so that if you need to run, you can run.
What the hell is going on? Five have requested sub-occupied.
I told you.
It's true. Go back to bed. You okay? There's something weird going on this block.
We start talking about what is going on tonight.
You're bleeding. So are you.
We both realize we have nosebleeds. My mind is just racing. Okay, what is this? What is going on?
Prisons are a hotbed of paranormal activity. This could be a spirit that does not want that particular person in their space and putting out such a significant amount of energy that it caused a tremendous physical response on the part of the two guards.
Let's get out of here.
It's quite unusual to have physical reactions as severe as a nosebleed. Quite often people will report being scratched or feeling some kind of tingling or a type of pain here or there. To have something such as a nosebleed would indicate to me that something very significant was going on in this area the guards were now in.
Tidebreader and her partner return to the safety of the control center, desperate for answers.
My heart, of course, is still racing. I'm freaked out about what I saw. That's when we start to talk about, okay, well, do we think it could possibly be somebody that used to be housed in that cell? Who was he? I was feeling very, very afraid because if there's ghosts here, I don't know really what I would do with that.
No.
We have a computer system that lets us quickly type in a name, type in a block, and see who has been here. We're flipping through the photos of the past people who have been in that cell.
Tidebreader discovers that more than a century ago, the same cell block held some of the country's most violent men in space. Most of them
What's that?
destined for the gallows.
This has been a while.
We have a moment where we both freeze. We see the man that we saw in that cell. The same face, the same sunken eyes, the goatee.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
If you change your own motor oil, remember this. Just put your used oil in a clean container and put your used filter in a Ziploc bag. Then, take your oil and filter for one last ride to an auto parts store or Quick Lube. Visit recycleusedoil.com for more information.
Everyone said earning an MBA would complicate my busy life, but with WGU, I use my real-world experience to make it.
Today's episode is brought to you by Liquid Death Mountain Water. Murder your thirst. Today's guest is
Be living for how much? Oh shit.
Unless you're accepted by
Bow.
this guy or that guy.
right, and you're not in.
How's
I'm
Miss
not in,
Bees?
and to be honest
Oh,
with
Miss
you, I
Bees
didn't
is
like
mad.
it because I didn't like any of them. They were. I
Yeah,
grew
you
up,
made Miss Bees mad.
very, very family oriented, more grounded. When I grew up, it was God, family, friends. Everyone looks after each other.
Huh?
This industry is I'll slice your throat, I'll dance in your blood, and then videotape it and make money off it.
Yeah.
And it's
Her wound is open, you said, or
it's
is
the
it?
best word to use it. And I went through a lot through the whole coming up the whole system. I learned so much. I'm glad that I learned. You know, sometimes I would flood down stuff. You're talking about things that's so sad, you know, stuff. So yeah.
When's the last time you smoked?
It started with the clubs.
So when's the last time you smoked?
At the city, New York City. You know,
20, 30 times.
envy,
15.
people jealous.
$15. Yeah.
So as time went on, I realized it was the most vile.
Yeah. Right, there's, yeah, you look for this, you look to think at some point this thing has to have a heart or some compassion, and it never turns on anything. It moves.
Again. It's pretty. It's.
I've had plenty of cats fixed. Looks fine.
Like I have a friend who just got in trouble. He was using they caught him that he was using a racial slur, and it's crazy. Like they, so the news outlets. This was fascinating to me. News outlets had never would have even paid attention to him before, and now like they're like just using the term racial slur in their headlines. Right? So basically, they're using his mess up, his mistake, so just to get their clicks. And it's like, yeah, it's just in the way they're using the word. Like they're using the word, but you know what I'm saying? They're going to use it. And I don't understand what that is with your person.
Is that the cart?
Yeah. They're complete bots.
Let's go date.
And but there's people, there's real humans.
So is this one.
In the tank.
They're in the tank. They're basically. You can't live forever with trying to do that.
Did you so with your point you kind of felt like, okay, I'm gonna take myself out of this slump, or I'm gonna
I don't like that.
Like, I just remember, just from an outside perspective, I just remember
Absolutely. I know that absolutely.
Like I never noticed if you like separated yourself from like some of the vibe of the industry or something. Did you feel like you kind of did that?
McDonald's told them.
First it was the once I kind of got, I wouldn't say shot out of the I had a drive and confident as confident. So in '89, I decided this is what I'm doing. And I was doing clubs. I was at Florida.
Were you doing well then?
Yeah, and I had goals. I was like, I'm going to come house MC to the middle. And then when I'm middle, I'm going to make your life miserable trying to follow me.
That shit was fun.
And I loved that.
Oh, be in the middle of something good.
I feel you.
22 minutes.
Yeah, I feel you.
And then they're like, you really floppy. Not to the same page. I mean, I went through that stage where I'm like following the kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's only back on my
Yeah, and then you come across some people that school you.
Yeah.
You think I've never seen someone like you before? Yeah, I'll go up before you. Bing, follow that kid. Oh, okay. No, used to flip flop.
Yeah.
And then once TV started,
In an hour.
it was actually well show. That was the case.
It's still been.
It wasn't huge, but that was a weekly show. It was syndicated.
Comedy Club was it? Was it scheduled and stuff?
Yeah. And when I say
Separated.
You know what? It was the best television I've ever done. And why I say that is the remote goes.
It's just the sugar for you.
Everyone was helping each other, and I thought this was the industry. And not only that, they would practice. The producers would sit. It was in Harlem. So 125th band
in '89.
No, this is '92.
That was such a hype time too. There was so much like, I'm sure, especially in Harlem, there was like just a lot of fun and everything.
Oh my God! And it was a tough area.
Oh yeah.
So I saw Oregon shop, and Tracy Morgan was on that show, and I'll never forget it. It taught me.
You're about to go to sleep anyways. So you're about to go to sleep anyways, right?
A different side of what you. It's just a completely different.
So you're about to go to
life
sleep anyways.
that no college could ever teach
So
you. There's
why
no
you
politician could teach you. When I'll never forget what happened was I heard pop, 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 right? And Tracy Morgan goes, "Who got shot?" I went, "Oh, you heard the fireworks?" He goes, "I wasn't fireworks. I got shot." But he said it as
Calmly.
yes.
Yeah.
And then he went, "Oh, he's across the street. Oh, he's struggling." And I still thought he was kidding.
Like he's play by play, like he's
Yes.
Michael suddenly.
Yeah, and then
Look at this guy, can't even get another yard.
yeah, like, oh, he might get another. Oh, he's down. He's on the ground. He's flattened out. Oh, he's trying to get
I
back
know.
up. He's up to his. Oh, he's
Yeah, you didn't know
down.
when.
Oh, he's out of bounds, man. When it comes to being alive, this guy's out of bounds. Yeah.
Oh, and here comes the hecklers. Look at you.
It's pretty
now.
wild.
Look at nothing worse than being struggling. You're getting heckled. And now the hecklers come while you're struggling for your life. For your life. Oh, he's leaking. He's leaking. And then he's always leaking hard. And I'll never forget the one guy, the no keeper, came up. There it is. That's like, but you smell smoke. It's like when I was involved in Vietnam, you could still smell smoke. Oh my God. And I'll never forget, just the blood is dripping over the curb. And it's going down the drain. And then the paramedics come like, yeah, so two Jews walk in a bar. And the fire, I got a Greek show for you. And then still, look at you now. No, go ahead, go back to rehearsing.
And then a church choir shows up also looking for no reason. Like, it's just amazing, dude.
So that, go from that to then the real Hollywood. And I'll tell you what, if you want to lose something, I'm not going to drop names. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. People at jail?
This is just under California law. Over 600 film reviews have already ABC News, Fox, CBS, and Associated Press have covered because it's following the exact same the Catholic Church and Boy Scouts, where victims received up to $2.7 million each by first filling out a simple qualification. Here's the most difficult if you've experienced any of these during your detention: sexual assault, physical harm, threats, or worse, you may qualify for success.
What did you fucking do?
Miss this opportunity because they don't think they're all the way to it. It's just 60 seconds to find out. Get this
Wait. You're wild. That's crazy. Gonna just slide through quick.
Kevin Brown,
Fuck.
He's later 30 Rock. Big edit. Tell us about it. And usually Hollywood, you can't. They try to expand it. And they sound scary. What you see?
The drugs that you shouldn't want them.
So and so.
No.
And so. Way back in the day. Chicken pox. Like Mario. So you run out. So that's chicken pox. Everyone like, we fried in that chicken. So who's chicken pox? that's when the boys that invested. So now you put the story. Now you tell me. Well, I never forgot that. 2 years later, this name. That one sick. This one. Steve. That's what I'm calling it. It's a kind of a monster. It's a big dog. It happens in, I remember one, like, the monster coming in. You understand? Like, no, that's the right. We're talking about it's so nice to do some movies there. We put the song, baby, we got enough money with the story. It's fun. No one ever brings it up. No one ever brings it up. And there's 2 or 3 of them. Huge. I guess what I'm saying is probably it's going to be something. And Tuesday, and Tina Carlos to England. It's really sad. Just they were freaked out. They were scared to death. They stole it. Yeah. Never scared to death. And it's still every time I go out there, I feel
Yeah, I feel. You know, I always have make up with my I feel like I just feel like I'm in it all. You know, I really like the rest of my life. Feels like it never ends. But it's hard to find it's hard to find a comfort out there. Because there's always this angle of it's a character, and I don't even know what it is because like is it?
She deserves to be there's a little that is believe that that's what you're so interesting and thinking that I'm thinking I'm gonna feel like, you know, a lot of times things will land for me and I think is it something ego and Dana. It's ego Dana, I wanna be better than them.
What are you talking about?
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. Why not? I think also you start to see the others, like you start to see the other side of it too, where it just there's never like an understanding. You never get to talk to the person to have the conversation about what's
California too.
It's just there's never any real instructions. It's all.
But it's because we all drive fast, so they kind of have to. They have that. But a lot of people in California like to build cars, be fast. So, you know, they just have, but they just have to enforce it because they don't want people dying. That's, you know, they don't want hit and runs. You know.
Yeah. They're cutting it through the inside. You know? Put the drugs on and take it. Got the steak, man. Here's a question right here.
This isn't live, but this is a
Sure. What the dude? Man. Anyways, I've been a comedian for about 5 years. What do you think the future is for here with
Probably.
Probably, man. Why I? Sure.
Yeah, do you think some people things slow down during COVID for sure? And a lot of stages are still open, so I feel like stages are open because it's a free stage. But yeah, what do you think? What do you see from the comedy go? Like, do you see anything different? Is this stage still hold the same? Like this is the last point of
I did a lot doing last night in Zany's last night. I felt like I was in a 1,000-seat theater. The electricity of people was explosive. And there was a woman a little older on my right. She had a mustache. She's eating chips, and everyone's like, I turned and went, "Are you okay? You not having fun?" And she went, "I'm just enjoying being out. I just have my chips, and I'm just so happy to have a mask on. I thought paying attention did." And I started to laugh so hard. When I feel you out here, there's a live is never gonna die. Even if we have to go back to the 20s and do it in people's houses, we're not going to stop that. That's the will of humanity. You can't stop us from being social, as though they're doing their darndest, whoever they are. They're doing it. They're doing everything they can to scare the living life out of you, to try to convince you that you are capable of murdering your grandmother and feeling guilty about hugging people and being with one another. To me, that's the cult. You know, they point fit. That's the real cult. The ones that are going, you know, are you ready to live a life knowing you killed your grandmother? You're the cult. You're the problem. That stems from pure dark. There's nothing good about that. It only your one time. We need the cult.
County jail is crazy.
We need that's humanity. You take that away, it's over. Yeah, it's over. That away. What's the point? I'm just you know, I'm a piece of video game.
There's less crazy jails. There's county and then there's state. And then there's city. City, county, and then state. The state's like, I know. I'm saying there's 3 different levels to it. That was just.
They're putting